Let's get it. Welcome back to Baller Central. It's your boy E Loaded. I'm here with my boy John over here. You feel me? It's a duo pod tonight. You feel me? Phil's on vacation. Um, he's not built like me. You feel me? I go on vacation. I still join for at least like 5 minutes. You feel me? Just to
Straight
say what's up.
grinding over here. I mean,
You feel me? But I respect it. He wants to take some time off. Phil will be off until Monday. He will be off the socials and everything. I will be in charge of everything except for John's start bench cut. John also has input on the socials, but he doesn't even use social media for himself. So I doubt you'll say much, will you?
not much, but I might tweet this weekend just to fuck
All
up
right,
Phil a little
all
bit. You
right,
know what I mean? Just
cool.
to keep him on his toes. Let's see if he tweets me back. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm missing Phil. I'm glad to do a podcast. So me and you know what I mean?
facts.
Get this energy going again. Phil needs a break. You know what I mean? He'd be kind of doing too much sometimes, but
Doing way too much, bro. I be telling him just relax sometimes.
that's why he's got to have these breaks, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's hanging out with friends and he's
Yeah.
doing it.
Shout out the friends he's hanging out with, Walid and Hannah.
Big
Feel
facts.
me? I really hope y'all all have a great weekend. But that's enough talk about them. Let's talk about this weekend and the weekend that passed. But let's really talk about this weekend. We got a lot of football coming up this weekend.
Big facts.
It's Thursday. This podcast will be dropping at noon Friday. So I'm going to talk as if it's Friday today. No, I'm not. I'm going to talk as if it's Thursday because
Well,
we
tell
still
me
got
who's going to win this
talk
game
about a
tonight.
game tonight, huh? We
Tell
still
me
got a
who's
game
going
to talk about tonight. But before we get into anything, how are you, bro? Let me just check how you doing first.
I'm all right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of on the fence with this ESPN gambling thing.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Like it's really hit me hard in my heart because like ESPN, as we all know, they're the leading sports news network. You know what I mean? And now there are going to be assumptions of are people going to lie on purpose? So am I really just wasting my time by tuning into ESPN? And that's wild just because like I've lived on ESPN my whole life. You know what I mean? Other broadcasts have tried, like Fox Sports News, MSNBC. They've all kind of tried it. They've never really been so successful as ESPN. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I'm a little bit worried about that. What are your thoughts on it, though?
Again, like you said, I'm very worried about it because I know ESPN is doing this just to make money. You feel me? Steal people from FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
If I could say anything, I would encourage people to stay on FanDuel, stay away from ESPN. Today, which scared me, they released a boost today about Lamar and Burrow, both combining for 500 plus.
I saw that.
So it terrified me already because you know what happens when they do these boosts on FanDuel. What happens?
A lot of people do it,
One of them misses terribly.
and they miss. Yeah,
exactly. Like you're putting all your money into it, and one of those people miss terribly. So now with an ESPN boost, I'm even more terrified. I ain't gonna lie to you. So
especially because there are people like Stephen A. Smith and let's say Kimberly Mitchell. You know what I mean? People who cover NFL teams day in and day out, and they put their advice and their conversations on the line. You know what I mean? And no offense, I don't want these people to look stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that's my big thing because I respect them, and I think there are a lot of women on ESPN that are trailblazers, and some of their advice is definitely trickled down to me. Like, we'll get into the Browns. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing defense, right? Kimberly Mitchell. I mean, the reason why I'm bringing her up is because I think we're going to talk about a lot of the AFC North today, and she predicted all 4 teams will go to the playoffs, which I mean is unprecedented. No one's done that yet, right?
I don't think she's ESPN though. I think she's NFL Network.
Technically,
I think she's NFL Network.
Okay, she was on Get Up and First Take.
Good Morning Football.
Yeah. Good Morning Football.
Yeah, Good Morning Football is American NFL Network. I remember seeing that this morning. Actually, I was watching.
She was on that too today. Okay, so maybe she's in between both, but it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't want her to, you know what I mean, get a bad name because she used to cover the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, she's right on what she says. She's not biased. She'll say it where it is, like who is good, who's not. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I like her opinion. So let's get into it, though.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I forgot to ask. How are you doing? My bad.
Chilling, bro. Tired. It's been a long week. Working. Still got my project out, so I've been working on a little promotion, and I've already started working on the next one too. Like last week, I dropped it. The project dropped on Friday. Mm-hmm. Last Friday night, I was in the studio.
That's what's up. That's hard work and determination. I like it.
Yeah, work doesn't stop, bro. Whatever y'all doing, whoever's watching, work does not stop. Just keep going. But let's get into what we're going to talk about tonight. We're really going to focus on primetime games, the big games that's coming up this weekend. And one division that we're going to talk about for sure is the the AFC North, because every single team in there is over 500. Granted, the Bengals are only one game over 500, but every other team is 6-3 or 7-3.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that is that, like, the second best quarterback that we consider in the league is in third place.
No, he's in fourth.
Or fourth place, only a game above 500. You know what I mean? So it's just like anything can really happen here.
It's really weird. I'll say that, but at the same time, like, when you realize Cleveland has a top 3 defense, I think they're second behind us.
Probably, yeah.
And I think the Steelers probably have the second or third best coach in the league.
Probably. I mean, Tomlin, you're talking about?
Mike Tomlin, I think he's the second or third best coach in the league. Like, obviously, first, I'm going with Andy Reid. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm going to go with Andy Reid.
He's been around a long time. He's won Super Bowls with Mahomes. He's been in Super Bowls and not won.
Multiple Super Bowls with Mahomes. And he's been like this since he was with the Eagles way back when. So
with Donovan McNabb and everything, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, you gotta say Andy Reid's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Another person you can consider being up there is Nick Sirianni. I do think the Eagles get carried by their team a little bit. This is why I give him a little bit of a knock, same way I give Jalen Hurts a knock.
Sure. I could see, yeah.
The Eagles team is just super talented, like super talented. That's the only reason why I give Nick Sirianni a knock.
Okay.
Another great coach that I love, Dan Campbell, the Lions coach.
Yeah.
That's who I have second.
That's who you have second?
That's who I have second.
Okay, I got you. You got Andy Reid, Dan Campbell,
Tomlin's third.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Sirianni, but like I said, it's a little bit of a knock because the team is so talented. Then I'm going Shanahan. I don't like Shanahan as a coach, but the team plays well.
Okay.
So I'll give him that for the Niners. But those are my top 5 coaches in the league. But I do think Mike Tomlin's third, and he'll be there for a while.
It's hard to debate, but I'd put. I don't mean to be like that to Dan Campbell because I agree he built a huge culture in Detroit, but Mike Tomlin's just been doing it for a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
He has.
I got to put him at least 2. No, I don't mean to be like that, but. And I mean, this isn't a knock on Dan Campbell at all. He continues what he's doing. The Detroit continues what they're doing. They look amazing this year. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. It's the fact, like, it's the talent difference for me to see what Dan Campbell has dragged the Lions from entirely.
Sure.
A few years ago, when Jared Goff got there, what they were saying, Jared Goff's only going to be here 1 year. This is a terrible.
And he was done.
Then they started running, and everybody's like, "Hold on, he could be the quarterback of this team." Then last year came, they disappointed people, I guess. But again, people were still looking like, well, Jared Goff can be the quarterback of this team. If this team finds a rhythm and gets going, they're a dangerous team. And what happened this year? They're sitting at 7-2 right now.
Yeah.
And I see no problems of them winning this division. And if the Eagles lose 2 games, you feel me, and the Lions keep winning, we could be looking at a Lions first round bye, and that's unheard of right now.
That really is unheard of, especially because I don't even think they had a first round bye with Barry Sanders, right?
No.
Okay, so yeah.
So this is gonna be like the top of the NFC playoff picture is really where my eyes are.
Is it? Okay. I'm more still focused on the AFC. Okay, got you.
I'm not focused on the AFC as much because Mahomes is still there.
Sure.
And I don't see any team in the AFC really beating him. He already beat Tua.
I think that rematch is worth that.
I love Mike McDaniels though. What happened?
I think that rematch is, like, for example, we've seen Mahomes play Burrow multiple times. We've seen like Josh Allen play Mahomes and Burrow multiple times. You know what I mean? And it's always like, don't get me wrong, the wins add up and they should, but these quarterbacks are getting better and better with every single matchup. You know what I mean? And I think that Dolphins game, if we ever do see a rematch between Dolphins and KC on American soil, you know what I mean? With no jet lag,
it's going to be completely different. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that, like, nobody has proven they can beat Mahomes consistently.
Valid. Yes.
We thought Burrow was going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Burrow got shut down real quick. They play again this year, but hey.
Yeah. I just think with
Bro,
this quarterback carousel, like it's just a weird year that everyone's kind of struggling a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
even Mahomes, he's
entirely.
doing amazing, but he's a little bit. You know what I mean? Just from production.
Team sitting at 7-2, but
I know. I'm not trying to. You know
Mahomes
what I
does not.
mean? Yeah,
Mahomes doesn't look like Mahomes.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I think a big reason of that though is because the eyes aren't really on Mahomes this year. You feel me?
Okay.
And you know exactly where the eyes are when it comes to the Chiefs.
Sure. But let me tell you what their eyes should really be on when it comes to the Chiefs, and that's the defense.
That's
Since
what it should
Chandler Jones has
exactly.
come back, they've been amazing. They've been holding this team together. I don't mean to be like that, but he's earning
You're
his
not
money.
lying. You're
Yeah,
not lying.
yeah. But we know it's Travis Kelce. Let's be honest. I don't mean to be like that, but
Every single eye for the Chiefs is on on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
yeah.
And Sunday night is going to piss me off so much
No, it's gonna
because
make
it
me
was
happy. You wanna know why?
why
Do you know the team that Taylor Swift was rooting for before she was a Kansas City Chiefs fan? Because of Travis
Eagles.
Kelce. She was. She was a Philadelphia Eagles
Okay,
fan.
but here's what's gonna piss me off about this game.
Okay.
There will be a lot of coverage on the fact
Mhm.
that Taylor's there.
Sure.
Former Eagle fan, now Chiefs fan, because she's
Sure.
dating somebody on the Chiefs.
Sure.
Aside from that, there was a report that came out that Travis Kelce's parents and Taylor Swift's parents are meeting Sunday night at the game.
Wow. This is interesting. But it's
That's where
also
all the publicity is going to go.
sure.
Football is on the back burner,
Sure.
and
I hear
I
that.
hate it because
Until
when it
it's
comes
prime
to
time.
I hate it because when it comes to sports, and
Mhm.
especially for guys like us, like we knew who Taylor Swift was for a while,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
but we're here to watch football.
Sure. But hear me out. Hear me
I
out on
knew
this.
who Taylor Swift was. I get she's a big deal. She's a pop star. She's a mega
Yeah.
star. Okay,
Yeah.
I respect that. But why is she coming to football games and dominating the coverage? That's what I don't like, and that's
That's
what I
valid.
fear is going to happen on Sunday. I don't want to hear nothing about Taylor. I don't want no camera cuts to Taylor. Let me watch this Super Bowl rematch.
Sure. I hear that. Yeah. I'm just saying, hear me out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Is it a distraction? Sort of. Is it football on the backboard? Sort of. Until it's game time. You know what I mean? Until we come out and to be honest with you, I'm excited for the Taylor Swift at the game thing for two reasons. One, if you cut to them, you can make a drinking game out of Taylor Swift now in the NFL. All right. A drinking game that's how you solve your problems. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Second, right? She brings in an insane amount of production. And I think that's what the NFL is trying to capture on. And that's the problem. It's the NFL, which of course it's the NFL. That's who we have problems with all the time, regardless, because they can't fix anything. But they finally realized they could get viral, right? And they're invading her space. And I mean, they've mentioned that on the Kelce podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just getting to the point where like I'd rather watch any other game beside the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sure. And
Where
this is
they're
the game
supposed
of
to
the
be the
week.
most electric team. They're supposed to be the most electric team with the most electric player in Mahomes. Everybody's supposed to be wanting to watch them, but now with this Taylor Swift cover, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. Leave it off my screen. I will sit here and watch Broncos Bills over and over again before
I don't know about that, but I hear you. Did you see that game? Did you, bruh? And they fired their offensive coordinator after that game because there were 12 men on the field. It was just like I don't know.
All right, so let's talk about this game first. Let's talk about the game first, since we already talked about it.
My bad.
For those who don't know, everybody knows what happened. Everybody knows what happened. 25 seconds left, 24 seconds left. Broncos 3rd and 13, right? They plan on taking a knee, putting it on the hash that Will Lutz wants it on, rushing the field goal unit on because nobody has any timeout. So they just got to do it and rush the unit on and kick the field goal to try to win, right? They did it. And I'm skipping over the pass interference penalty, which it's another thing I want to talk about. We got to stop rewarding these underthrows.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Aside from that, we're talking about the Bills called timeout when there was 24 seconds left. The Bills knew what was going to happen. It's 3rd down. Did Sean McDermott not coach his team properly? Did the special teams coach not sit here and say, guys, be ready for this quick switch? The defensive coordinator did not sit here and say, guys, be ready for this quick switch. but the offensive coordinator gets fired. It doesn't make sense. Now, my question is again, why was the OC coordinator fired and eyes aren't being pointed on Sean McDermott or the special teams coach or the defensive coordinator? I don't understand why the OC got fired, because I hate to say this because they didn't do a lot, but the Bills did enough to win the game.
Sure.
On offense, they did enough to win the game.
I get that. I mean, can I tell you my perspective around it? You only fire your offensive coordinator when you're the next in line. I don't mean to be like that, but Robert Saleh let go of his friend. All right, let go of the offensive coordinator last year. And what happened? He put his job on the line. And he went out and got Aaron Rodgers. And then he got injured. And then we all know how that ended. Whatever. We're still looking at Robert Saleh. But what I'm saying with that is Sean McDermott is on his way out. I don't mean to be like that, but it might happen at the end of the year. He needs to win the Super Bowl. And he's honestly, you don't fire your offensive coordinator unless you think you're going to go beat the Jets. Okay? Mm-hmm. They need to win this game now. This is not yada yada. They need to beat the Jets, because if the Jets beat them, bro, it's what does this division become like?
Buffalo's it's going to be real dark in Buffalo.
Hell yeah, and as it should, because guess what? Like, no offense, but like I get it was the offensive coordinator's fault. I get, like, okay, you want to start anew, yada yada yada. You did it in the middle of the season. Like, this guy's been on your team for a year and a half. Like, it's just I mean, they lost.
If you're Buffalo, what are you doing right now?
What'd you say?
If you're Buffalo right now, where are your eyes and what are you doing?
If I'm Buffalo right now, I'm panicking. I need to win this game, realistically, because, like, if I'm Sean McDermott, my job really is on the line now. I can't fire anybody else. I fired the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? So I'm dead on the hot seat. I just have to win. I just have to win and feel like I don't know what's going on in Buffalo, too, because, like, what's up with Diggs?
All right, I was going to get into that after.
Okay, sorry. I don't want to be like that. Yeah, it's just
Trayvon, obviously, everybody knows Trayvon went to Twitter and was talking about 14 got to get up out of there. Mind you, they weren't going off until he got there, right?
Sure.
Both, I think, true statements. I do think, not that Diggs has to get out of there, but I think they got to blow this team up.
I mean, I'm a Jets fan.
I feel like they reached their peak, and then ever since then, they've been trying to get back there, but they're not talented enough, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Not that they're not talented. Sorry, they're not healthy enough, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to be able to keep fighting with Burrow, Mahomes, even Trevor Lawrence at this point. And maybe
they don't have the coverage
at this point. Huh?
They don't have the coverage.
They don't.
Lamar Hamlin's coming in every other game because their safety either gets hurt or they can't cover people. Like,
we all know how Damar Hamlin, like, I hate to say this, but because remember this for people who were watching. I made a bet last year that I thought the Bills were going to win the Super Bowl. So there was me. I had extra eyes. I'm a Jets fan, but I had extra eyes on the Bills because I said this.
Mm-hmm.
Damar Hamlin is bad at football. Now, obviously, he's great. He made it to the NFL. I'm not in the NFL. Congratulations, okay? You did something I could not do because I didn't train for it. You did train for it. You did the work. You put in the work. And I'm proud of you for doing that. But as an analyst, I can sit here and say, hey, you should not be starting. You should not be on this field right now because you're not making the right plays. You're not making the right reads.
Is he healthy? I don't know if anyone Buffalo is healthy. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. You can say that he's not healthy, but we're entering week 11 right now.
Yeah.
Has Buffalo had their bye week? Well, they haven't. Their bye week is week 13. Mm-hmm. Buffalo's sitting at 5-5, entering week 11. Damar Hamlin has been a healthy scratch 8 of those 10 games. A healthy scratch. So Buffalo already knows something's up.
Yeah.
But I feel like they just can't cut him because at this point it's a make-a-wish.
Well, I mean, they don't have anyone to cut him for. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like they don't want to deal with that scrutiny of
sure. Oh,
I cut this guy after he did all this for your team.
I think it might happen in a year and a half. The same thing happened to David Tyree. You know what I mean? Someone we put so high up into fandom. You know what I mean? That the team is afraid to let you go. I mean, it happens eventually. Football's a business. We've all said that, but I mean, yeah, I think there are a lot of problems that more than DeMar Hamlin, but it's just kind of
Listen,
crazy how like
if the Colts can release Peyton, y'all can release DeMar.
crazy. I mean, yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, that was an insane move too.
It was understandable though.
I, yeah,
He's
I guess.
headed. He's headed to his twilight years.
Mm-hmm.
He's recovering from neck surgery. You gotta move on. So
They cut the
Buffalo,
whole half of the team though. They didn't just cut Peyton Manning. They cut everybody. They cut.
yeah,
They cut
they
a lot.
wanted to restart.
Yeah, they just did.
Restart
Yeah,
from scratch. And it worked. It worked out, and it would have worked out better if Andrew Luck obviously was able to stay healthy and was able to
if they invested in their
continue his
offensive
career.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Facts.
But going back to the tweets, I do think that Trayvon was right, especially because he's defending his brother. But one, it's a bad look for Stephon because
Yeah.
it lets you know that obviously he's telling his brother some stuff behind the scenes.
Well, that's why I don't think it was right for Stephon. You know what I mean? Because like, what's it? I mean, they've had an amazing relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've had an amazing Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen have an amazing relationship. You know what I mean? But what happens when this creeps in? You know what I mean? Like you said, it might just be time to blow it up. But I mean, like, he's the second most targeted player since 2020 in the whole NFL.
He's being force fed though.
I understand, but
And
like,
I love
why would
it.
you ever leave that? You know what I like? You're a wide receiver. That's what you want. You know what I mean? Isn't that candied or like, I don't know, years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, I love Stephon Diggs. Everybody knows he's my top one wide receiver in the league. Okay. He's my wide receiver one. But one, this is a terrible look for you.
Yeah.
Two, we know like you're a great route runner, but yes, Josh Allen has been force feeding you.
Sure.
But like I said, it's just a terrible look.
Yeah.
And the way you have been acting has even me. I'm sitting here like, ugh,
Wild.
damn, what the hell's going on?
Wild. As Jet fans, we're at the mouth. If we can beat Buffalo this week, bro, blow it up. Blow it up. And you know what's crazy? We need to have a Buffalo fan on soon to ask him all these questions. You know what I mean? But like these are, bro, I can't even imagine what Buffalo fans are going through right now. You know what I mean? Because like anytime Terrell Owens, like, sure, you could say he was a bad detriment to the locker room. When he left a team, they didn't do well. Do you know what I mean? There was a hole missing. You know what I mean? And like, yes, Stephon Diggs is passionate. Yes, Stephon Diggs brings some drama. You know what I mean? But he also catches the damn ball more than anybody else. You know what I mean? So like, it's at that point, I mean, like, deal with it. Like, I know that's harsh and it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, if Josh Allen can go in front of the cameras and say, okay, it was my fault, why is that not crystal clear to Stephon Diggs? You know what I mean? And I mean, maybe Josh Allen just needs a thick skin and needs to realize that, hey, this is a corner. No offense to corners, but this is a corner who likes to talk. Clearly, he would love nothing more than to reunite with his brother in Dallas. You know what I mean? Dallas would love him as a number 2 to CD. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. I think there's more to this story than just the tweet. You know what I mean? I think you're right. There is talks behind other people's backs, but it's just, it's crazy to me, Elijah. It's like, as a Jets fan, I'm looking at this and I'm like, please blow this up, please. Because
I'm gonna read this off. I opened ESPN to pull up the slate from last week so we could talk about it a little bit. But I saw this article. Stephon Diggs had distanced himself from the tweets. Stephon Diggs said, and I quote, "I'm not responsible for how other people feel.
Valid.
Anybody in this room, for this man, a reporter, player, or even my own brother. I love my brother in the space. That my brother's coming from is my family. So if you want to know how he feels, you got to take it up with him." So Diggs said, he also said, not quoting Diggs. Oh, no, I am quoting him. "I haven't had a personal conversation with him. My brother is watching football. He's not playing too much.
Gotcha.
Obviously, he's coming from more of a fan perspective. But that is my family. So I handle my family with the utmost respect. I always hope people treat it that way."
Gotcha. Okay.
Let me see here.
So what he's saying is he hasn't had any conversations, basically, right?
Diggs has also said, and I quote, Forcing my way of anywhere is not my goal. I don't feel like I have to at this point. I feel like I'm in a great space, a great place. I'm loved and I'm appreciated. At the end of the day, that's all I want. That's all anybody will want in any job that you do.
Valid.
So Diggs is basically saying, hey, Trayvon is doing his own thing. This has nothing to do with me or how I actually feel about the situation. On the other hand, we can see how Diggs is behaving and we'll say, like, you're being a little bratty. You feel me?
Sure.
Because you're losing. But I think I can appreciate it if he's just being a sore loser because I'm a sore loser as well. Okay.
Of course, that's a sports trait. Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Yeah. Isaiah Thomas didn't shake Michael Jordan's hand after he beat him. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
So it's like I can appreciate it if you're just being a sore loser.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that you're doing this and then your brother's saying this. Now it's like we have to look at you sideways because only you know what goes on behind closed doors. So we will have to take your word on it. But it's just.
And I appreciate him clearing that up to a point because that's
I really
something he could have done.
Clearing that up, actually. I'm not gonna lie. This made me not rethink my fandom again. Like we're good now. We good. We good, Steph. Feel me? We go 14.
That's what's up.
But
even as a player,
as for Buffalo, y'all gotta figure it out. 5 losses is enough on the season already. The most wins you can have now is 12, and that's not winning you the conference. I mean, that'll win you the division.
But that's the question mark. You know what I mean? Do they still win the division? Miami.
Do they still win the division? Here's the funny thing about it. I think they just handed the division to Miami with that loss on Monday.
Okay.
And you're about to run into a Jets team who has we have a little extra motivation because Aaron's talking about mid-December. He wants to come back.
Hell yeah.
So we, especially our defense, we have a little extra motivation to really get down and play on Sunday. Now, save Zach Wilson for whatever he's going to give us. We haven't scored a touchdown in 36 drives.
Sure.
But our defense, they're
like a Tron. I believe in this Jets team, and that's the crazy thing about it is if Josh Allen comes out and plays and puts his foot down, he should beat this team. Yeah. Even though we're a top 3 defense, even though you lost to us week 1, even though, you know what I mean? They're home, they're in Buffalo. I mean, they need to win this game. I don't mean to be like that, but
yeah,
it's on Josh Allen.
This is the definition of a must-win for Buffalo. But
do you think it's on Josh Allen or do you think it's on the head coach here for this game?
This is on the head coach.
Okay. All right.
Because like I said, Josh Allen literally he scored the game-winning touchdown for Buffalo. And then a defensive blunder and which was just a pass interference call. Mm-hmm. And the 12 men on the field lost them that game.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the game doesn't come down to one play, for real. But at the end of the day, you know, we like to say, you know, people made mistakes earlier in the game, blah, 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 and it doesn't come down to one play. But it does.
That play, it came down to one play. And that's just because they took the timeout and then they put 12 men on the field. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's like that game came down to one play. And I know there were mistakes made earlier in the game. Josh Allen had a few INTs.
Sure.
You know, there's plenty of stuff that happened earlier in the game for us to sit here and say, yeah, this game, obviously, Buffalo could have won this game earlier in the game if they played better, blah, 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 blah. No, this game, it did come down to the single play.
Mm-hmm.
And even if when I was a player myself, same thing. I gave up my freshman year of high school. I was a corner. I gave up a game-winning touchdown, okay? We lost 15-8. And I think it was less than a minute left. And I'm sitting here like, this loss is fully on me, bro.
Sure.
Because I went for the ball instead of playing knock the receiver out of bounds or knock the ball out of his hand.
Sure. You had other options that you didn't take.
I went for the pick. Ball went through my hands. He was behind me, caught it, touchdown. Literally right behind me, caught it. I just didn't close my hands fast enough. That loss is on me. That game came down to one play. I fumbled. We lost. My fault. Same thing happened to you guys. It came down to that one play, for real.
But, I mean, the great players are the players that, you know what I mean? The lesson in this is that, sure, it could come down to that one play, but my best advice I can give you is get over it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing I have to tell this Buffalo team, even though I don't like them, even though I hope they fail, get over it. Be a goldfish, have a 10-second memory, and move on. You know what I mean? You have bigger and better things. But I don't like Buffalo, so I hope they remember it. All right? So I don't mean to be like that, but What do you want to talk about next?
But that is what it is. Since we're talking about must wins, let's recap a little bit of Sunday. Especially, we're really going to cover the AFC North today.
Yeah,
and then we're going to move on. It's not going to be a long pod, even though we're already 30 minutes in.
I know.
But AFC North on Sunday, Cleveland faced Baltimore. Cleveland won within the last minute in the game. With now Deshaun Watson out for the season with a broken shoulder.
Crazy.
Not Baltimore. Cincinnati played Houston, another game where they lost in the last few minutes of the game. Shout out CJ Stroud in Houston. They are balling right now. And then the other AFC North team, which is the Steelers, I forgot who they played.
They won too, though.
They won.
I remember that.
They did win.
Green Bay. 23.
It was Green Bay, wasn't it? It was Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think that was my lock of the week, actually.
Was it Pittsburgh? Nice.
But Pittsburgh also won in Green Bay. So now Pittsburgh is 6-3. Baltimore, I believe, is 6-3. I don't know if they had their bye week yet. No, Baltimore 7-3.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh 6-3. Cleveland is now 6-3. Biggest surprise of all, probably. And then Cincinnati is 5-4. This week we have all we have all AFC North teams facing each other. So Pittsburgh is facing Cleveland, where Baltimore's facing Cincinnati. We're talking about must wins. Now, I hate to say this, I'm going to count the Browns out. QB1's done. They have an amazing defense, don't get me wrong. QB1 is out. RB1 is out. Unless DTR is really hit, like, we're going to see if he's really him. He has this, like, I think before when he started, he didn't have the whole week to prep. He had, like, 2 days. He just found out he was starting, so he had to jump in there. This week, they said it. DTR, you're starting. You got the whole week to prep. We're really going to see if DTR could be QB1.
I mean, they got Kareem Hunt. They have that amazing defense. I think Cleveland's still in this game, but I think it's Pittsburgh's game to lose. Do you know what I mean?
I agree wholeheartedly.
And it's on Kenny Pickett. No offense. I think he's done an amazing job. He's really amped it up in the fourth quarter. And I think Mike Tomlinson having his back through the whole thing, it makes him, you know what I mean, second, third best coach of the league. I mean, yeah, I mean it's crazy because this whole division, every single defense is pretty damn good. You probably make every single one of these teams probably has a top 10 defense. Minus maybe
10?
Maybe minus Cincinnati, but Pittsburgh, great defense.
Yeah,
Cleveland,
but I'm looking at Pittsburgh and Baltimore with the question mark of top 10 as well. Because I mean, all right, so the top five is definitely Jets,
sure,
Eagles,
sure,
Niners,
yep,
Jets, Eagles, Niners, Browns,
yep.
Maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, like, TJ Watt's having a year. You know what I mean? Like
TJ Watt is having a year, but it's TJ Watt.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, my question is, will he continue it? You know what I mean? I think that's what. If Pittsburgh, if all four teams end up in the playoffs, minus Cincinnati, maybe Cincinnati doesn't have a great defense. I just think Henderson is super underrated, but it's just a crazy look. Like, oh, and I think historically Pittsburgh and Baltimore's defenses have just been amazing. You know what I mean? So I mean, like you said, season's not over yet. We haven't really seen it all, but Lamar Jackson low-key lost that game last week. I don't mean to be like that, Elijah, but that pick at the end, I don't mean to be like that, but I had Baltimore in like 9 things, and I had Baltimore winning in 9. I believe me, I am a Lamar Jackson stan. I love him. But that last pick, it hurt. It hurt, especially because it was a pick 6. Someone needs to tackle that guy. I mean, I get it. It was off a deflection. You know what I mean? Nobody's fault. You know what I mean? He tried to make a play. Someone made a play on his play. Get it. You know what I mean? But what I don't know. That was just a crazy play.
I'm not going to put it all on Lamar. Like you said, It was tipped.
It was tipped.
But I will put it on the fact that the Ravens are, I saw this also earlier today, in terms of losing games in the fourth quarter, last seconds of the game, last minutes of the game. I think the Ravens have the most losses within the last 3 years, which is I think they have the most losses in the last 2 years or the last 3 years, whichever way you want to file it.
With 4-quarter comebacks.
They need to figure out how to finish these games because
Sure.
I hate to say it because I'm not a Ravens fan. I like Lamar, but I'm not a Ravens fan. I don't like the Ravens. I don't like the organization.
They're probably my favorite team within this AFC North. I mean,
Yeah, I definitely go with the Bengals in the AFC North.
okay, all right, that's
Me
solid.
personally.
Yeah.
I never really liked the Ravens. My grandfather's a Ravens fan. I think that's
Really?
I think
Your
that's where
grandfather's a Ravens fan?
yeah.
I just
He
can I
lives
do
in
something?
Delaware.
No, I just want to compliment him because like my dad went to school down in, let's say, Baltimore or whatever, so everyone's a Ravens fan down there, and the fandom is it's just so strong. Like I went on a church retreat with people from Baltimore, and then there was a simultaneous church retreat with people from Pittsburgh, and like we were in a church and like they made that joke and no one was laughing. Like that's how strong the fandom is. They were in church. No one laughed. I was just like, where am I?
Listen, I get it. I respect it, but I think because I think all of my disdain comes from like family experiences where
Okay.
I don't like that team. Like
Understandable.
the Giants, I've grown out of it. I was a Patriots fan in '08.
Really?
I
That's
loved
crazy.
Brady. I just loved Brady. He was my
Understandable.
favorite. Like obviously Michael Vick was my favorite player,
Sure.
but I loved Brady for some reason.
Yeah, I mean he was amazing to watch. He was.
We were 18-0.
I can't believe saying that. Oh my god. Yeah.
Like this is where I was back then. I had my Brady jersey on and everything.
Where is Phil for this? Oh my god.
He doesn't need to be here for this.
Oh my god.
We'll see it after. He'll clip it after.
I like to torture Phil with this very game. So keep going. Sorry.
But like we were 18-0, and I'm just like, yo, there's no way we don't lose. I'm at home, I'm watching the game, and we lose, and literally like tears fall from my eyes.
Well, you were rooting for the Patriots in New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like
I'm guessing people watching with you, no offense, were they Giant fans?
my dad is a Giants fan, and that's
Oh,
why
there
it
you go.
hurt even more because it was like, yo, this is
There
my
you go.
team against your team. There's no way we lose. We lose, bro. Tears out my eyes. My Brady jersey hasn't been seen since that day.
Oh my god.
Like I went outside and I threw it somewhere. I ripped it off my body and threw it somewhere, and I've never seen it again.
Wild. Wild.
Like that cut me so deep. Okay. And that's why I disliked the Giants for so long.
That's crazy.
I started liking them again. I started liking them again a little bit when Odell was there because I was an Odell fan.
Yeah.
And with Saquon, I was a big Saquon fan coming out of Penn State because I used to love Penn State too. So when Saquon got there, I was really watching there. Shohei Ohtani is AL MVP. Type it up real quick.
Sorry,
Even in a shortened season, he was still AL MVP, man.
He was.
There's no other person.
And I mean, I don't mean to distract, but who do you think Shohei's going to? I know that's a weird question, but
we'll talk about that later.
All right, bet. We'll end on.
You're going to love exactly where I think he's going to go.
Okay, bet. Let's end on that.
But that's where my disdain from the Giants came. When Odell got there, I liked him a little bit because I'm an LSU fan. Y'all know.
That's crazy.
LSU fandom, big LSU fan here. Sure. But I was really watching Penn State a lot after the Jerry Sandusky scandal, and that's how I started liking Saquon. Saquon got there, I was a big fan. And Daniel Jones got there, and I was like, this is literally the second coming of Eli. I kind of like where the direction of this team was going. Sure. So that's how I grew out of my Giants hate. Okay.
Yep.
But Baltimore hate has not gone away yet.
I understand. Lamar will do it to you though. Lamar will bring you there. I'm telling you.
But this started from Joe Flacco. This started from that Super Bowl when the lights went out. Okay, that's where it started from.
Sure. I get that. I get that.
And then I got Commanders hate too. Which
you don't like Ray Lewis though?
I actually did not like Ray Lewis.
Really? That's crazy. Okay.
No, and Ray Rice gave me another reason to not like them. But we're not going to get into that.
Oh my god.
Another team I hate. Like I said, Commanders when they were Redskins, my cousin, big fan of them, bro, and it just pissed me off when they got RG3 there and they started winning. Mm-hmm. Like obviously, I'm a root for RG3 because I liked his character. I liked how he played.
But you saw how they didn't take care of him. You saw how they let him get injured.
Yeah, exactly. But even if RG3 was not there, I would have never liked the Commanders or the Redskins. Like I hated that team. Like I can literally tell you, the Rams. Oh my gosh, my uncle's a Rams fan, and I hated them for so long.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. I just, that's so nice. I don't mean to be like that just because, like, Elijah, you don't know. Like, I was a little Giants fan that was just like, yo, we gonna beat them. We gonna do it. I have faith. And everyone was looking at me like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then they won. And then everyone had to look at me like, oh, maybe he do know. Maybe he watched those games. And I'm just like, yeah, like that's what made me believe in underdogs. And I love underdog stories. And growing up a Giants fan to that, you know what I mean? Like, it was, loved it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I totally get the hate on teams in a sense. Like, I don't, like, I watch what the Chargers do, not a Chargers fan whatsoever. I hate that organization. Like, I hate teams that have the talent and just release people. You know what I mean? Like, it gets to me. You know what I mean? Like, ugh.
My
But
thing is with the Chargers, like I just love their uniforms so much.
of course, I mean, they're a great They have amazing players. Gates, you had LT. Like,
it's just the powder blue uniforms. That's why I'm a Chargers fan.
understandable.
The powder blue is the only reason why I like the Chargers, bro.
Really?
That powder blue is the only reson why.
Like,
I was literally no. When I told you a few years ago, and I
Mhm.
sent the screenshot in the chat when I was really like hating the Jets.
Uh-huh.
I was literally deciding like, damn, should I just be a Chargers fan?
Oh no.
Because I love
it.
Like when I was a kid, bro, that was the organization I wanted to play for.
Really? Okay.
Just because of the powder blues.
Understandable.
I wanted to see 22 in powder blue, bro. I wanted to.
That's what's up. I see that. The 22 in powder blue does look pretty nice. I mean, LT wore it. A lot of people wore it.
LT wore 21.
Yeah, he was 21. No, but I'm not. I didn't mean the actual number. I meant just the jersey.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, we're getting way off topic here. We're supposed to be talking about why I don't like the Ravens.
Sure.
I'm not talking about why I don't like the Ravens. I just think they should be 9-1 right now, to be honest. 2 of these losses, which is this week and the Colts game, they shouldn't have lost.
Tell us how you feel about Harbaugh.
Harbaugh won a Super Bowl.
He did.
He knows what he's doing.
Off of Ray Lewis's back, though. I don't mean to be like that.
But he knows what he's doing. He has the experience. He did it with Joe Flacco.
Sure. He did.
He got Lamar in here, and they literally just all they do is win. When
They
Lamar goes down, the team. I just noticed that when Lamar goes down, the team goes down.
And Lamar likes Harbaugh. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just saying that, like, some of these losses for the Ravens, they just baffle me. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, and it's fine. It's not like it's bad, but it's just like, I want Lamar to succeed. I want people to see Lamar as a great quarterback because he is. He's putting in the work. You know what I mean? But then it's just a loss like that to Cleveland. It's hard to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a hard loss to watch. But I'm actually glad that they lost because now this puts a little it puts a little fire under their ass. And I think tonight there's a big fire under Cincinnati's ass because they're last place in the division and they're supposed to be towards the top Super Bowl favorites to me. So I would say for tonight, I'm gonna just get into the night. Because we're 45 minutes in, we're just gonna start talking about this week.
But did Bill make that spreadsheet for all the games?
He made it. I have it here though.
Okay. Okay. All right, as long as you have it. Okay. Who's he picking for tonight?
I don't know who he's picking. I gotta see.
Okay.
He might be waiting for your pick to decide.
Okay, gotcha. Understandable. I just I can't find it. That's the only reason These are my starters.
Baller Central info. Yeah, Phil has no picks in yet.
Okay, cool.
But we're gonna get into what we think is gonna happen tonight. Cincinnati's definitely in a must-win situation. And it's in prime time, and this is where Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase love to show up most. I feel like people forget that Joe Burrow always shows up in prime time.
He does.
And the stat that was posted today on Twitter that I saw was that the Bengals, I don't know if it was 7 or 11, but they are 0-4 in their last few. They're 0-4 on Thursday nights.
Really?
Yes. And you know what happens, the sports jinx, it always happens. Stephen Curry hasn't missed a free throw in freaking 80 attempts. The next free throw he misses because you said it. I remember Justin Tucker, they were saying he hasn't missed the kick in 60-something kicks.
And he misses
as soon as they said it, he misses the next kick.
Sure.
It's the sports jinx. It always happens. Since, like, everything points to Baltimore winning tonight. Okay, they have the better overall team. T. Higgins is out. Sam Hubbard is out for that Cincinnati defense. Everything points to Baltimore. Everything points to Baltimore winning.
Okay.
Which is exactly why Cincinnati wins this game.
Got you. I mean, no offense, but we'll go through all the pick'ems, right? We're gonna go through all the games later.
Yeah.
We're just talking primetime games right now. I agree with you. I think really you're right. Everything does point for Baltimore winning, and they lost so badly that I think they need this win. So, and I mean, you're right to the aspect of, hey, can we really trust this Baltimore defense? That's a test tonight. You know what I mean? Like Cleveland or Cincinnati hasn't won a lot on Thursday night. Bet that's just plus money for the defense. But if the defense chokes, I mean, we'll see tonight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably leaning more towards Baltimore. I mean, you'll see when we get into our picks. But yeah, that loss was just so hard that I think that they need this bounce back win.
Okay, so you got Cincy winning tonight, basically what you're saying.
Yeah, but I wanted to wait through the pick'ems to go for who I'm actually going to pick. What big game do you want to go to next?
Another game I want to go to. I was going to say let's talk about Cleveland and Pittsburgh, but we already spoke about it.
Yeah.
Another division. Let's see. I think another game that matters a lot, and this is not necessarily for playoff seeding or anything, but Giants versus Washington.
Do you think so?
I think this game matters a lot to see if some of these guys are still active throughout the rest of the season.
Like you're talking about Saquon Barkley and others.
Mainly Saquon Barkley, because I know a lot of fantasy managers are probably riding on the fact that he'll be able to play out the season and deliver some of us a championship.
Sure.
Shout out TJ.
Yeah.
But if Saquon ends up sitting, like we're entering week 11, if he gets shut down week 14, that's a lot of teams RB1 gone. A lot of teams first round pick gone.
Fantasy wise, that is a big thing. Yeah. I don't know if the Giants sit him. You know what I mean? I think that might be the smart thing to do. I think they should pay him. I think he should be a part of the future. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like you said, we'll have to tune in and watch. But other than that, I mean, I'm not too surprised. I think this is a must-win game for the Giants, though. Just because who else are we beating in this division? What did I say? What have I been saying? I said the New York Giants need to focus on divisional games, okay? This is Washington. This isn't Philly. This isn't Dallas, all right? I get you have a third-string quarterback. I get Tyrod Taylor's not around. I get whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? But, like, you're rolling over, and your 53-man roster, bro, none of those guys want to roll over. You know what I mean? None of them want to look like this. This is a game the Giants need to really compete in, even though it doesn't really mean much, right?
It doesn't mean it. This game doesn't mean anything for real. It probably has meaning for Washington because I think they are sitting at about 5-5 right now.
And it has meaning for the Patriots because if we win, then
Washington's sitting at 4-6, so they probably do have a little chance at a wild card. Because the NFC is kind of weak this year.
It is, but it's also, I mean, Dallas and Philly are, I would say, 2 top 5 teams.
But I mean, it's Dallas, Philly.
Yeah,
49ers. One of them's gonna get a wild card.
Yeah, that they won their division.
San Francisco, Seattle, one of them gets a wild card, and there's one more wild card left. So it's like I guess Washington's competing with Green Bay and Tampa for the last spot.
What about the Vikings? You counting them out?
I didn't mean Green Bay. I meant Minnesota.
Oh, okay, you meant Minnesota. My bad. Okay, what about you thinking the Rams? Too? Like what I'm saying is the Rams are technically favored,
and they're heading into a game that they are probably going to lose this Sunday.
I know, but they're favored, which is weird.
Yeah, they're headed into a game that they're going to lose this Sunday.
I'm picking the Seahawks too. There too. I mean, I don't mean to get into, but yeah, that's what it.
It's just very.
I mean, is Matt Stafford? Do you think everyone's healthy enough that
Matt Stafford's not healthy? Is the problem.
I know, but like, do you think somehow they're healthy enough that the sports books think that like, oh, the Rams could somehow win? I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
But the sports books always have an inside track that we don't pay attention to.
Sure.
But we don't know if they're bluffing here or that they actually
believe that the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks. Like,
I mean, I think the game's in LA.
Okay, so maybe they're favored for home field. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. But I got Seattle winning this game for sure.
Okay. Any other primetime games? Maybe.
Another game I want to get into real quick: Chicago Detroit. I think this game will be very telling for not only this game, but this game will be the jumpstart of the very tough analysis on Justin Fields.
You think so?
I think this game to the rest of the season is going to see like, can he be our quarterback?
Okay, great. Do you think he gets traded? That's my first question to you.
If he does not perform well, he's out of here.
Okay, gotcha. So you're saying he has to have a good rest of the
They
season?
weren't rolling with Tyler Badgett,
Mm-hmm.
but they had a nice little rhythm, and he was
Mhm.
making good reads. He was making good throws.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially after that hard fought win against, granted it was Carolina. Carolina's not the best team. It was actually a great team win for football heads. That was a great game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if Justin is not going to produce like Tyler was,
Sure.
we can throw his Chicago career out, and he'll be donning in New Jersey next year, probably as a backup somewhere, maybe Baltimore.
Maybe New York.
No,
maybe. Who knows?
We're going to get. Listen,
who do you think I'm talking about though? Who do you think I'm talking about though?
Oh, you're talking about the Giants.
I'm talking about the Giants.
That doesn't work though for the Giants.
You don't think so?
I don't.
Daniel Jones is only technically guaranteed 2 years, so they could swap in a sense.
That's interesting, but I don't think
I'm just putting that out there in the world. Hopefully, I don't know. You know what I mean? But
as for the Jets, I do think that we're going to get one of these shiny new toys out of college football.
You think so as a QB?
We know Zach's not our answer.
Mm-hmm.
We've given him all we can.
Okay.
We know Zach's not the answer.
Mm-hmm.
We know Aaron's not going to last another 4 or 5 years.
Sure. So you draft someone to sit under Aaron, you're saying, like Green Bay did. But we actually
Daniels,
4 years.
Welcome to New York. Jaden Daniels, welcome to New York.
That's an interesting pick. All right. I'm gonna throw something at you that maybe you're gonna disagree with, but I'm gonna go Shedeur Sanders.
He's not coming out the draft this year, though.
I know, but if he was,
I'd welcome him with open arms.
Okay, that's all. I'm like, I almost want to be like, hey Jets, why don't you wait for Shedeur Sanders? Like I've seen him play, Elijah, and he's playing with a lack of offensive line. He's got some weapons, you know what I mean? But he's dealt with injuries. I mean, he talks somewhat, but I mean, I think he backs it up. I like his accuracy.
I'm gonna just say this about Shedeur, and we're gonna get back into the games.
Okay.
He's probably one of the most poised college quarterbacks out there.
Sure.
Him and Penix, I believe, are probably two of the most. They can run. Don't get me wrong. They can move.
Yeah.
But they will sit in that pocket and deliver a dart to wherever.
You know who they kind of remind me of a little bit?
Who?
A little bit of Jalen Hurts. I mean, not a lot, but like what I'm saying is like he went through something in Alabama on the transfer that made me think about how am I going to be that quarterback? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Jalen Hurts runs, but his arm is amazing. You know what I mean? Like he trusts his wide receivers. I mean, he has a relationship with Smith. He has a relationship with AJ Brown. He's very invested. I mean, I don't know. I'm with you though.
I disagree about Jalen Hurts.
Okay, understandable. I mean, that's yeah.
But I do see where you're coming from.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But like I said, I enjoy their pocket presence more than anything.
Okay.
And especially Penix because he's a lefty, which there are not a lot of them.
I know. There's one in the NFL right now?
I only think 2 is the only lefty starter.
Okay. What do you want to talk about next? Any other big games?
Let's get into the games. Back into the games. We're not going to talk about Jets Buffalo because we spoke about what needs to happen with Buffalo, and we spoke about how the Jets are hungry to win. So we'll see what happens. Last game we're gonna talk about. Oh, we're not gonna talk about Philly and Kansas City because we already did.
Actually, I don't really talk to me a little bit more about it though. Who do you think's gonna win this game? Let me ask you that because
I honestly have Philly winning this game because it's in a regular season game.
Okay.
There's something about the Chiefs where they don't take that next step and go to that next level until the playoffs start.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I believe is going to happen again. I feel like
that's a good analysis. I like that.
I just think Philly's gonna run this game. Um, Kansas City can afford the loss because the next team they lose, they're tied with. If Baltimore wins, they're tied with Baltimore, and
Okay.
if Miami wins, they're tied with Miami. They hold the tiebreaker over Miami already.
Gotcha.
I don't think they play Baltimore this season, but
Next
I
time we'll
don't
see
know.
them in the playoffs then. Okay.
Yeah, but Kansas City can afford the loss. Again, their wide receivers got to step up. Kelsey, Taylor Swift's gonna be there, so I'm pretty sure he'll perform.
It's in
But
KC too, right? Or is it in Philly?
it's in KC.
Ooh. Mm.
We'll see what I can't give you an answer here. I really don't know, but
I hear
if
that.
I'm gonna root for Kansas City.
Sure.
But the analysis side says Philly.
Gotcha. No, I hear that. I really do.
But
You want to go through the slate of games?
yeah, we're gonna go through the slate right now. Other than the games that we already mentioned, it's pretty much obviously there's gonna be some upsets and there's some sleepers, but majority of games here are gonna be easy picks. So Cincinnati, Baltimore, which is tonight. You got Baltimore.
I got Baltimore.
I see you wrote it in already.
Yeah, sorry. Why not? Oh, by the way, if Phil doesn't put his pick in by start of game, we're holding it.
That's a loss.
We're holding it to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up is Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Okay. I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
I'm going Jacksonville as well.
Okay, cool.
I'm not participating in pick'ems anymore.
You need to be participating in these pick'ems. All right.
Only reason why I'm not is because not having the lock of the week, I feel like with it only every game being the same, like we agree on majority of games.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I mean.
So there will not be a big pick, like there won't be a big record difference. And I'm already like 2 games behind. So it's like
No, I get that. I get that. But like the thing that was annoying me was like I was willing to be the middleman. Like I was willing to be like, okay, cool, let's make it optional. You know what I mean?
Optional, no, because me and Phil were both saying like me and Phil were both okay. Me and Phil both wanted to do the double up.
I just don't want to do the double up because if I lose it, mine is down.
That's why I came to the point where it was like, well, if everybody doesn't want to do it, we're not going to do it. And the fact that we agree, like John, we agree on every game. The only game we disagree on so far that we've spoken about, and I know every other game we're going to agree on. Only a game that we disagree on is tonight, where I got Cincy.
I don't know. We'll have to see and see. Let's go. Let's keep going through it.
Well, next up we got Chargers in Green Bay, and it's in Green Bay.
I'll go Chargers here.
Me too.
Okay. We disagree a lot more than you think, though. I don't mean to be like that, but we do.
Giants in Washington. In Washington.
Who do you got? You got Washington?
No.
Okay, I do.
Okay. Next up is Vegas and Miami. In Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, it's in Miami. I love Antonio Pierce as much as the next guy, but come on.
This is his first loss. He just played the Jets and the Giants, so that's +2. So he's fine with this loss.
Arizona, Houston.
I'm gonna go Arizona here.
Really?
I think C.J. Stroud loses one game and this is it. I think Kyler Murray returning, he needs to put on a show. I don't know if it'll happen, but Kyler Murray is from Texas, so he's going home. You know what I mean?
I just feel like that Arizona defense is a little weak.
I 100% get that. I'm picking the upset here. I'm willing to pick it.
Yeah. Chicago, Detroit. I already know you got Detroit.
I got Detroit. Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
This is hard. This is really hard because like I don't not believe in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like they just lost to Deshaun Watson. The defense is gonna shut Pittsburgh down. You know what I mean? But I watched the Pittsburgh game too, and they were close. So it just like it really could be anybody's game. I think George Pickens needs to get involved. I think this Pittsburgh offense needs to make a statement here. I think Kenny Pickett's been rolling, so I guess I'll go Kenny Pickett and the Steelers. Who would you go with?
Steelers.
You're going Steelers too? Interesting. You should make a little recollection thing on the side and just see if you were right or wrong. You never know. I get you don't want to play. I'm just saying.
Dallas, Carolina.
Dallas.
It's in Carolina, by the way.
Yeah, I'll go Dallas.
Tampa and San Francisco in San Francisco.
Say it one more time. San Francisco versus who?
The Bucks.
What do you think? You're a big Bucks believer.
San Francisco. It's in San Francisco.
I know, and ever since they added Chase Young, it's like they look. I can't wait.
They're a different monster now.
They are. They're. When you
and
said
Debo
the team
is
was
also
different,
back.
yeah.
And Debo's also back. They hung 34 on the Jags last week.
Yeah. I like what Baker's doing with these upsets because he has been upsetting people. I'll go 49ers here. Stay safe. Well, what are you thinking? You wouldn't roll with your Bucks?
No.
No, all right, understandable.
The next game up is the Rams and Seahawks.
Who you got? I got Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks as well.
Cool.
Next game up is Jets and Buffalo.
Who you got?
I'm super torn right now. I'm not gonna lie, because it's my personal fandom's getting in the way.
Sure.
But I really do feel like Buffalo wins this game. So
I know, I hear that. You're picking Buffalo. I feel like I should be smart and pick Buffalo, but I'll pick the Jets.
Okay.
Just because I'd love to see a sweep. I'd love, that'd be it. That'd be the best belated birthday present ever. I don't mean to be like that, but if I could just have that, that'd be
Minnesota, Denver. Oh. With a possibility of Jay Jettas returning.
Where are we playing?
Denver.
Damn it. Give me him. Give me Minnesota. Even though Denver has been playing better this year, Russell Wilson.
It's in Denver, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Okay. But I like Josh Dobbs more than I like Russell Wilson. Still.
In the last game, Philly, Kansas City.
Kansas City. This is the hard one. I agree with your analysis of Philly will probably win over Kansas City, even though it's in Kansas City. I don't know. I mean, and
it's just regular season. That's all.
It'll also probably break the streak of how Travis Kelce, you were making the analysis of when Taylor goes to the games versus when she doesn't, he plays better. It'll probably break that streak if that happens. I'm still picking KC though. I mean, I'd like Mahomes to prove me wrong. I'd like to see them beat Philly, even though I have Jalen Hurts, and I think he's going to play amazing. I like Philly, but like Philly fans need to, no offense, understand they're beatable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't wait until they play Dallas again in Dallas. Like, let's go. Okay. That game was amazing.
Well, there you have our slate this week. Phil's picks are not here. Otherwise, I would announce them for you guys. But hey, like we said, if he misses kickoff, that's an L right there.
It's an L, yeah.
John is 2 games behind. Phil's 28-16. John is 26-18. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens next week. As for fantasy, not really much of a wrap up here going on. I won last week. I think you lost last week, actually.
Yeah, I did lose last week. Yeah.
All right. So I only know that because in my other league, I lost.
Okay.
I
lost pretty big. Like
it was a big loss week for us though because AJ, Jalen, Pacheco on bye. Yeah. So
I don't want to say I'm confused. I'm worried in a sense just because I'm playing TJ. You know what I mean? Because like I said, like it was a big ramp up to this game and I got the 1 game lead. And then like you said, like everybody was on a bye. So it's just like, I think I can beat TJ, but fantasy, it could go either way. And if I'm right about KC winning, I mean, that means Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown maybe didn't have a good game. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong on that. I don't know. But
Acuna is the NL League MVP, by the way.
You think? Oh, wait, say that one more time.
Acuna is the NL MVP.
Interesting. Okay.
There was nobody else to really put it on. Give it to him.
I guess. I don't know. I'm excited to see what his brother does next year for the Mets.
Me too.
Oh.
But John and TJ are the big matchup to watch this week. Both are fighting for the 1 seed. The winner of this game, well, if John wins, he holds the full tiebreaker over TJ.
Yeah.
If TJ wins, he possibly holds a tiebreaker over John, depending on point spread.
Yeah, it goes points scored, right? Next.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
let me
as for me, I'm sitting at 5-5 right now, I believe. Yes, I am. I face another 5-5 team in Akeem.
Nice. Akeem's been on up and up.
Yeah, so that trade that he pulled with trading Jettas and Josh Allen to get Cooper Kupp and Mahomes got him back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Me losing T. Higgins obviously knocked me down. Me losing Debo also knocked me down. Me losing Nick Chubb knocked me even further.
You had a lot of injuries, although I like what your team's doing with it. I mean, I think Diggs is going to have a big week against the Jets. I think Goff is going to have a nice week against Chicago. And I mean, you have Noah Brown, who's I mean, I think definitely going to take number 2 work away.
Biggest
And,
wild card ever. Last week he put up 30 basically for me. So
anything can happen, really.
yeah, like you said though, it's been a lot. Well, not like you said, but it's been a lot of managing for me when it comes to this team because I've had to deal with a lot of injuries. So I got to move pieces every single week.
I was definitely alluding to that, yeah. But I mean,
T.
hey, I mean,
Higgins,
you've been active. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the difference. Like, I get we're not going to get into the trade decline or whatever, but Hakeem making that trade, bringing him like back to life or whatever, like good for him. You know what I mean? Like at least he's trying to be competitive.
yeah, that's why I'm not like I'm mad at the fact that a trade fell through.
Sure.
Our trade fell. I mean, you said the name already. Our trade fell through. It was
Yeah.
me and Akeem. I was trading for Jettas, and Akeem traded him somewhere else to get better value.
Sure.
I'm mad that it fell through in the sense that I was going to use Jettas as a keeper next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to pair him with Diggs this year, which would have been great. Obviously, I already lost my RB1 in Nick Chubb, so I would have been out here with just David Montgomery and I think Alexander Mattinson if I didn't pull a trade. But I'm happy for him in the fact that it revived his team entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of those weeks where my team is really gonna show me what's gonna happen here. Scoop Goff off the waiver wires. I traded for Eckler and Mixon. I kept Diggs all year. Debo's finally back from injury. T. Higgins is out again. It is what it is. Tight end has been a roller coaster for me, but it's a roller coaster every year unless you have Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce. Or
yeah, I have Ferguson. He's a rookie, and he's doing okay, I guess.
Akeem has the tight end I started the season with in Dalton Schultz. So, but yeah, it's been a lot of managing for me this year. So we'll see what happens there. Final game is Phil versus Kevin. Kevin's had a real up and down season as well, but he does get Justin Fields back. He has Javonte Williams in his lineup this week. Well, he will have Javonte Williams in his lineup this week. He got James Conner back from injury. He has CeeDee Lamb, he's on a streak of like 10 and 150 right now. He has Cole Kmet at tight end, who Justin Fields loves. He also has Keenan Allen on his roster. So Kevin has a great team.
Too.
Huh?
He's got Nico Collins too.
Yeah, Nico Collins. Kevin has a great team over there. So
he beat me last week, and it was bad. It was
ugly. It was ugly.
It was like, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I think like the Jets kind of helped me a little bit, but like just like to be respectable or whatever. But like I was tuning in on Sunday, it was like 160 to like 90 or something or 80 or something.
No, listen, Kevin's team just had one of those weeks. Yeah. Kevin dropped 180 last week. Yeah. Nobody in the league would have beat him. So it is what it is. We're on to the next. Like I said, playoff bracket right now. John's the 1 seed. 2 seed is Kevin because he's in the other division. Kevin's sitting at 6-4. John's 7-3.
That's what kills me about that win is like because he beat me, especially like he can think he's the top of that division. You know what I mean? And like, don't get me wrong, like he is, but like I'm looking at Akeem, I'm looking at Chris, I'm looking at like other people. Like if Tommy like does well, you know what I mean? All he has to do is lose 2 games. This is anybody's division.
Listen, that division is it's really close. If Kevin loses this week, which I don't think he will, but as of right now, Akeem's only 1 game back, and then you have Chris and Tommy who are 2 games back. Like 6-4 is not running away, and 7-3 is not running away either because Shane's 1 game back. I'm 2 games back.
Yeah, it's
this
getting
year
good.
Like I said it in the chat. This year has been the best competition year in fantasy.
I really hope Clifton makes playoffs. I'm not
but I was just about to say even the lower seeds. The 2 lowest teams are 3-7, 2-8, which is Clifton and Josh. Yeah. They've been putting up fights every week. So,
Josh is probably going to be eliminated after maybe next week.
I think Josh mathematically gets eliminated this week
Okay.
if he loses.
Okay.
Clifton, he would have to run the table, but
You'd have to, yeah.
he has a favorable matchup this week in Josh.
Mm-hmm. Which would be, I really hope he wins it, just so Josh doesn't like survive. I don't mean to be like that,
But like I said, Kevin has Phil this week. As of right now, the projection has Phil because Kevin didn't set his lineup yet. But after Kevin does set his lineup, the projection will switch. I know that. We got Josh and Clifton. We got RJ and Shane, which is RJ's the other 7-3 team. He's the third seed right now. RJ's projected to win by about 16. And then we have Tommy and Chris. Chris is projected to win by almost 40. Nope, more than 40.
people need to check the lineups. Although
Yeah.
we got mad time, so
Tommy has Madsen in his lineup. We know he's out. Yeah, but we still got time, like you said. Like I said, I was going through the bracket. Sorry. John's 1, Kevin's 2, RJ's 3, TJ's 4. John, RJ, and TJ are all 7-3. So listen, if
I lose, it's theirs. You know what I mean? So
if you lose, it might be RJ's because I think RJ beat TJ as well.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, right now TJ's got the most points scored in the league so far. Ooh, actually, yeah, just barely. Actually, that's crazy. Chris is a surprise number 2.
Chris isn't a surprise number 2. His team is great. He just had,
I mean, his team's
he
great.
had about
like,
3 weeks of just running into the person who scored the highest.
Really? Okay, that's his problem. That's crazy. That was me last year. Okay,
because Chris is sitting at 4-6 because of that.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm looking at his record and I'm looking at third place and I'm like, maybe he catches Kevin, but like, and then I'm looking at points scored and I'm going like, holy crap! Like, I mean, I know his team's good. Like, Chris always has a good team.
Great. His team is great.
Yeah.
But let's see. TJ's 4. Let's see. Shane is 5. Akeem is 6. I'm 7. I don't know why. I guess he has more total points scored than me.
Sure. Or you?
I'm 7, and then Chris is 8 at 4-6. 9 is Phil. 10 is Tommy, both at 4-6. 11, 3 and 7 is Clifton. 2 and 8 is Josh in last. But this week, if I win, I get moved up to about 5th, I think, because I beat Shane. I just need Shane to lose, and I need to win.
Nice.
But who does Shane play again?
Shane plays.
RJ. Yeah, that looks like it's happening.
Might happen.
All lines are set in this game.
I'm excited to see what happens. ESPN's not always right with their predictions too, which is cool. Oh, because like, no offense, but like, you ever like play fantasy? Like, for example, this week, Amari Cooper is projected to get 13 points. Pittsburgh has like the 28th best coverage or whatever in the league, so that's a great matchup, right? Deshaun Watson's out; he might get 10 points max. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong; he's the number 1 wide receiver, so they're gonna throw to him. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if I trust ESPN's projections.
I don't, but we'll see. We're gonna see what happens. It's going to be a good weekend. I'm excited to see what happens this weekend. But we're gonna wrap up the NFL talk here. I know this is the NFL pod, but we're going to get into. I asked a question in the chat the other day. I just want to hear your prediction before we're gonna wrap it up with a little bit of baseball, and then we're gonna move on.
Okay.
Well, I do have an announcement for Chris and Larry, especially next week. We're gonna do a NASCAR segment. I got a little game for you guys for NASCAR. Okay. And we're gonna do that next week. Nice. But real quick, I asked this question in the chat the other day. I didn't really see your answer.
I did. I don't have an answer yet. Well, all right. Can I tell you? This is my thing.
Let me just ask the question.
Okay.
The question is Penix versus Jaden Daniels for the Heisman. Who wins? And I know that neither of them are the favorite right now currently.
Mm-hmm.
It's apparently Bo Nix.
Sure.
Who's been in college football since 2017.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't understand how he's still eligible, but hey.
The COVID year was a free year. So just add 1 to everybody's total. I think you got a total of like 6 or something. I don't know. Which is crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, so people are playing 7 years. I swear to God, it's crazy.
He's 20. He's like 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
And he's been in college since he was 17, 18. Yeah. So it's like, at some point, NCAA got to cut that off.
But I
I'm
like
pretty
your
sure this will be his last year anyway.
I like your original question though. Like, and this is my analysis of it. I'm personally gonna root for Penix because no Huskies ever won the Heisman. But JT Daniels having an amazing year. He's got the number 1 QBI in the whole NCAA. You know what I mean? And I don't know. They just make insanely great football players at LSU. You know what I mean?
Listen, and this is why I've been an LSU fan for so long.
But they're also like the
I'm an
Eagles,
LSU fan.
Elijah. No offense.
Huh?
They're also like the Eagles.
I would say Bama's more like the Eagles.
Understandable, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's
I
like
think we're more like Cincinnati.
okay.
Because granted, we'll have like a solid defense.
Sure. Well, yeah, more than solid.
We're wide receiver. We're wide receiver you, if we're being honest.
I got that. But you're also defensive you. No offense. Like they have amazing defense coming in there.
We're apparently we are DBU.
Yeah, you
I thought Miami was DBU, and I thought Bama was DBU over us.
It's just not. They haven't sustained it over the years as much.
Yeah, I think Bama's probably RBU for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
QBU. There's no QBU.
Ohio State.
I would definitely say that QBU, the best QBs come out of either the Big Ten or the Pac-12, not the SEC.
Sure.
So I can look at UCLA. I can look at USC. I can look at Ohio State. I can look at Oklahoma.
Yeah. I don't look at USC anymore. I don't know. I think in recent years they've become bust. No offense. I think the hype is too much. Yeah. But I think with quarterbacks it depends on the person. But if you had to give it to one school, maybe recent years Ohio State ish.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking at for real recent years.
But, and like the fact that they could stack Burrow and Barrett and like all these other quarterbacks on one roster. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, yes, Joe Burrow, before he was at LSU, he was at Ohio State, guys.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know. But LSU is really wide receiver. Come on, we had Odell come out of there. We had Jettis come out of there. Chase came out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Who came out of there last year? God damn.
Olave came out of there.
Olave came out of there.
No,
bro. And this year,
that's my bad. Sorry, I mixed that up. Olave came out of Ohio State. My bad,
bro. No, somebody. I'm trying to remember who came out of there, bro. Somebody got drafted last year out of there, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't remember. LSU's wide receiver, though. And we do have a case of being DBU, but I don't think we are. But anyways, so you're going for Penix. I'm going for Daniels. Just let us know in the comments what y'all think. Who's going to win?
Sweet.
That Heisman. It's probably Bo Nix because they're going to just want to give it to him. But like I said, I think it should be either Daniels or Penix. But we're gonna wrap it up with some baseball talk, and the baseball talk is gonna be congratulations to the Rangers on winning the World Series. We're gonna start there. I don't think we've said that on the pod actually.
We haven't yet. So congratulations.
It's a little bad blood between us and the Rangers right now.
I would say I'm happy for those players. I'm would. Not. Okay. Well,
we're talking about like I'm happy for Adolis Garcia. Okay.
Sure.
I enjoy him for real, but it's the Scherzer, DeGrom. Like
I get it. Believe me.
Former Mets leaving and going there to win the ring is kind of.
I can't blame DeGrom though. You know what I mean?
I don't blame DeGrom as much, but Scherzer, like.
Yeah, I hear that. He requested a trade out, and that's where he went. So I mean, it is what it is. I do appreciate him not bashing the Mets on his way out, because, like, no offense, talk about a team that deserves to be bashed. It's them. No offense. I just as a Mets fan, I'm kind of disgusted, but
yeah.
I'm excited for this new year. I'm excited for free agency. There's apparently this amazing pitcher coming out of Japan. If we're not talking about the amazing players from Japan already in the MLB looking for a deal, Shohei Ohtani, you know what I mean? Yeah, so
I'm excited to see where he ends up. Like, I think if we can snag that pitcher coming from Japan, we'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I do think that Shohei Ohtani signs with the New York Mets.
I think it would be amazing. I think we would have 3 Japanese pitchers. It'd be it'd be better than what we've had before. You know what I mean? With all these pitchers.
Another thing that makes me really want him though is the fact that we would add another lefty into our lineup.
Sure. Yeah.
So like we'll have Lindor, Ohtani as like the big lefties in our lineup. And then we still have our righties, like we still got Marte, we still got Nimmo.
Yeah.
We still got hopefully Pete stays.
I think he will. The Mets have been not optimistic in ideals of getting him, but I think if they were to present him with that 3 Japanese pitcher ideal, the concept of trying to go win a World Series and money in New York and the market, I think he'd be a great fit. But what other teams do you see Shohei going to?
Another team I can see him going to, I hate to say it, is the Yankees.
Do you? You didn't hear what Cashman said?
I can see him in pinstripes. I don't know why I can, but I can see him in pinstripes.
I can't. I don't mean to be like that. I don't mean to call Brian Cashman a joke, but I think he's a joke. I think
see him going to. Sorry.
I think did you hear what he said about Joe Carlos Stanton?
Nah.
He said he's going to get injured. Apparently, that's a part of his game. Those words came out of his mouth. Like it.
I think, but hear me out. I understand why you would be upset about that. Sure. I think that the Yankees are fed up with Stanton, though.
I get it, but like, do you know who Stanton's agent? Like infrared, you know who else he represents? That Japanese pitcher. You know what I mean? I'm glad that Cashman's an idiot because hopefully the Mets will snag him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
But I don't know. There've been talks that Ohtani could go to Chicago. There've been talks that he can go to.
That's another team I was about to say.
Okay.
Another place where I think Ohtani could go is the team that just beat the Phillies, Diamondbacks.
Facts. He could go to Arizona. He could. Do you think he stays at all or no?
It's possible, but I don't think Trout wants to stay either. So
if Trout goes, where do you think he goes? Because I think he goes.
Trout, I have no clue.
Let me tell you. You want me to tell you?
Where?
Philadelphia or New York. He's either going to be a Yankee or he's going to be a Philly.
I can see the Phillies.
You know he's from Philadelphia?
Yeah, I know that.
That's
Philly, him going to Philly would scare me a little bit because
it'd be the Miami Heat of the MLB. Like,
yeah, you talking about Bryce Harper, Mike Trout.
You're gonna make me throw
who else in that? Castellanos.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be a nasty little team.
Trey Turner, right? I mean,
Trey Turner, yeah.
Bro, what is going on?
I didn't mention Trey because I was talking about the outfield alone.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a very nasty team.
But their bats are just like just crazy. Do you know what I mean? Oh, but I don't know. I could see a lot of people going other places. I also heard Soto's on the market again. Because
in the market again. That San Diego, I think they're blowing up their team.
I think they want pitching instead of him. No offense.
I think so. If I got to pick where Soto's going, Pittsburgh.
Really? You think they have got enough juice to get him in Pittsburgh?
I think they just swing it. Like somebody's going to take a big swing, and I think it's just going to be Pittsburgh.
That'd be crazy. That'd be awesome. That would be an insane market too.
And like it's very weird that I say that team because I don't know why
it is weird that you say that team. No offense. I would think you would say Yankees for Soto, or you know what I mean, like another bigger like Dodger. You know what I mean, like somebody coming out of the woodwork to be like, here are 3 prospects. Give us Soto. You know what I mean?
Thing is, the Dodgers don't have that many prospects. I think because they traded away a lot of their future for what they have now. Anyway,
They did.
Pittsburgh is a team that does have a lot though. Another team that I could see him on going to is Baltimore.
Okay.
Him and Gunnar Henderson would be a nice little 1-2 punch in there, out there.
That'd be crazy.
Other than that, wait for early predictions for the World Series next year. What you got?
Predictions?
Really?
I think Atlanta's building. I really like what they're doing. And I don't like what they're doing, but I've seen what they're doing. I gotta count the Mets out until they do something in free agency. You know what I mean? Until this team looks like horrible. I don't mean to be like that, but as a Mets fan, like I'm close to disgusted. You know what I mean? And we just hired a new manager, so I'm interested to see what he does. He was the Yankee bench coach. But I mean, I don't know. I hopefully the Rangers can contend. You know what I mean? They can go back. I like them being the Astros.
I don't want to see a repeat Rangers. I actually really am rooting for the Diamondbacks now.
Okay, to go back.
Okay. But I just want to see what I want to see next year is the Mets build for sure.
Yeah.
But if I got to pick a team for real, For those who don't know, Acuna is my favorite player in the MLB.
So you go Braves. Yeah.
I hate the fact that he's my favorite player in the MLB because I'm a Mets fan and the Braves are in
Mhm.
our division.
Mhm.
What it is, what it is.
You get his brother's jersey though.
Yeah, I know. I can still get an Acuna jersey. You feel me?
It Mets. I can't wait till that happens. You know what I mean? Like they really let that happen. But it is what it is.
But it is what it is.
Who do you think comes out of the AL?
Astros.
Again,
I hate to say it, but
I know.
like everybody hates the Astros, but they are really a great team. And it's
Is Dusty Baker retiring now?
Dusty Baker is, I think he is retiring. Yes.
So have they decided on a manager yet? Or
I think they have.
Okay.
I'm not sure who.
Okay.
But aside from a manager, the Astros are just an amazing team.
This is a hot take. This is a hot take.
Yes,
I think the Marlins are going to be out.
Huh?
I think the Marlins are going to be out. I think they decline. I do.
I don't know because they took a big step this year.
Yeah, but they you know how they had that GM, that first woman GM?
Yeah.
Who kind of traded and made some good moves. They went behind her back and they fired her this offseason.
Oh, really?
Or no, she quit because they went behind her back. My bad. She didn't get fired. So, I mean, that's that. There are a lot of GM positions still open. So I'm wondering if she signs or if she signs with somebody else or gets another job doing something else.
Probably will. And I wouldn't be surprised.
But that organization's a dumpster fire. I don't mean to be like that, but Miami's like, yes, they were good this year, but you can't do that. You can't think you're gonna go behind your GM's back and replace someone as
it's not cool. It's not cool, but it's sports politics, man. You just
get it, but
kind of roll with it at this point because, like, obviously Salah's not on the hot seat because our QB1 is hurt.
Sure,
but he will be scrutinized heavily next year, and it's something that you just got to roll with because he's had a great defense every single year, but the offense just hasn't been able to pick it up. And
he's scrutinized right now. Do you see how he puts his hands like this and they talk about him? They're like, "Oh my god, it looks so pissed off." Are you not watching the game?
The thing is, it's like I can't be mad at Robert Saleh because
Absolutely.
I know what our offense is not doing.
Well, and he's a player's coach too, so I appreciate that. I'm for players coaches. You know what I mean? Like who will fit themselves into the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So but like I said, it's going to be interesting. Politics are getting interesting. We're going to wrap this up because it's been almost 90 minutes. And like, I'm not saying I don't want to spend more time with John, but I actually got to use the bathroom.
So, I got to go eat.
Yeah, we are going to head out of here. I also got to rehearse a thing. But y'all know where to find us. You can catch us every week. Baller Central Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Spotify for visuals if you want to see us. You feel me? We're also on TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm in control of the socials this week. Beware. Yes, I am black, so if I say the N-word, it's not a big problem. It's just I don't know. Obviously I know I'm on Twitter and I know I'm on the Baller Central Twitter, but like sometimes I'll forget because it's just Twitter. Sure. So it is what it is. I'm gonna try to curb myself. You feel me? I'm gonna try to be all right. But any last words?
Hey Phil, sucks that you weren't here, but It was a dope podcast and we miss you and we hope you rest up and come back for some lively debate on Monday.
Thanks. Shout out Phil again. Enjoy your vacation, my brother. We'll see you when you get back. Monday we got the NBA pod every night, every Monday at 8:30. And other than that, like stay tuned. We have other content dropping on other channels, courtesy of Phil because he's still doing the gaming channel. We still have clips to drop on I got clips to drop on the gaming channel as well. Oh, my stomach's hurting now. But another good week with the boys. But we're gonna head out of here. Mahomes, wash your drawers. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.